In the heart of the vast wilderness, where towering mountains meet sprawling forests, lives a pilot named Jake. With an insatiable thirst for adventure and a profound love for nature, Jake has dedicated his life to flying over the rugged terrain that many only dream of exploring. Each morning, as the sun rises over the horizon, he can be found in his small airstrip, preparing his trusty seaplane for another journey into the wild unknown. Jake's job takes him to remote areas where few humans tread. He often flies over pristine lakes, lush valleys, and forests teeming with wildlife. His passion for flying is matched only by his reverence for the natural world that surrounds him. Whether soaring through the clouds or navigating tricky mountain passes, he feels most alive when he is surrounded by the raw beauty of untouched landscapes. He knows these areas like the back of his hand, the hidden trails, the secret spots where bears forage, and the mesmerizing sights that few have had the privilege to witness. But it's not just the thrill of flying or the breathtaking views that fuel Jake's spirit. It's his deep-seated belief in nurturing and protecting wildlife. He often shares stories of his encounters with animals, his heart warming at the sight of a mother elk guiding her young or a family of otters playing along a riverbank. Jake understands that every creature plays a vital role in this delicate ecosystem, and he feels a responsibility to watch over them. This profound connection to nature becomes pivotal when fate brings him face-to-face with a lost bear cub, setting off a chain of events that would forever change their lives. A bond formed in the wild that transcends species and time. As Jake circled back over the dense, pine-laden hills, a flicker of movement caught his eye near a small clearing below. He squinted through the windshield and felt his heart clench at the sight. There, trembling among the ferns and brambles, was a tiny bear cub, separated from its mother. The air was thick with silence, save for the soft rustle of leaves and the murmur of a nearby brook, a tranquility shattered by the cub's whimpers of distress. Jake's instincts kicked in. He knew well that young bears can struggle to survive on their own, vulnerable to the harsh realities of the wild. The cleft in its fur, accentuated by streaks of mud on its paws, told a story of confusion and fear. Memories of his own encounters with lost wildlife flooded his mind. He had never been one to turn away from those in need. With urgency guiding his actions, Jake descended swiftly, maneuvering gracefully until he found a safe landing spot just beyond the clearing. The thrum of the engine quieted as he cut it off and stepped into the cool embrace of the forest. The cub looked up at him with wide, innocent eyes, recognizing a presence that offered both hope and safety. Approaching cautiously, Jake knelt down, making himself small in contrast to his towering frame. Slowly extending his hand, he spoke softly, whispering words meant to soothe. "It's okay, little one," he reassured. "I'm here to help you." As he drew closer, the cub's quivering subsided ever so slightly, a moment that ignited an awakening bond between man and beast. Realizing he could not leave this fragile creature alone to face an uncertain future, Jake made his decision in that heartbeat. He would take the bear cub under his wing until it could fend for itself once more. What started as a simple flight would transform into an extraordinary journey through friendship and trust. As Jake knelt before the trembling bear cub, an electrifying silence enveloped them. The air shimmered with unspoken emotions, a fragile line connecting two beings from different worlds. The cub's bright, fearful eyes met Jake's gaze, reflecting a mix of apprehension and hope. In that moment, understanding flowed between them, an instinctive recognition that they each held something the other desperately needed. Taking a deep breath to steady himself, Jake extended his hand slowly, allowing the cub to sniff the air with its small, wet nose. He sensed its hesitation and knew that trust would need to be earned. With a gentle murmur, he began speaking in soft tones, words filled with kindness and reassurance. "You're safe now," he promised, each syllable infused with warmth. "I won't hurt you." The cub hesitated for a heartbeat longer before inching closer. It was clear that hunger gnawed at its small belly, the warmth of companionship battling against the primal instinct to flee. Jake reached into his backpack, pulling out some jerky he always kept for long flights. He held it out with care, watching as the cub cautiously approached, taking tiny steps forward. The moment it tasted the food, the first semblance of comfort it had experienced in what felt like an eternity, A shift occurred in its demeanor. With each bite, the tension in the cub's body melted away. It began to recognize Jake not just as a stranger, but as a source of nurturing and security. As it ate, Jake felt an overwhelming surge of affection for this vulnerable creature who had found itself so lost in a world full of dangers. He gently stroked the cub's back, marveling at the softness of its fur and the warmth radiating from its small body. A bond was forming, undeniable and profound. In that quiet clearing, amidst towering trees and cascading sunlight filtering through leaves, they began to understand that they were no longer alone. They were partners embarking on an unexpected journey together. Jake knew this experience would shape not only the young bear's life, but his own forevermore. In the ensuing days, Jake meticulously transformed his rough camp into a haven for Benny, the bear cub. Sheltered within a natural alcove of trees, where the forest whispered secrets, Jake fashioned a snug den from fallen branches and soft moss. Elevated for protection, it offered respite from sudden downpours and the night's encroaching chill, acknowledging the vulnerability of even the smallest creatures. Each morning, as dawn splashed the sky with vibrant colors, Jake awoke to find Benny nestled in a tight ball, slumbering peacefully. He observed the cub's awakening, watching curiosity gradually eclipse the lingering fear in its eyes. Feeding time evolved into a treasured tradition. Jake foraged for berries, nuts, and fished in the nearby streams, presenting his offerings with evident pride. With each meal, Benny grew more animated, his playful energy infusing their shared world. Their afternoons were spent exploring the wilderness. The pilot led his small companion through vibrant meadows and along winding forest paths. Jake identified plants and animals, sharing captivating tales of the natural world. Though words remained unspoken, their connection deepened in the quiet spaces between them. Each shared experience communicated volumes. Benny, shedding his initial timidity, responded to Jake's voice and playful gestures with increasing enthusiasm. Jake embraced his dual role as protector and guide, ever alert to potential threats, from gathering storm clouds to the distant howls of wolves under the cloak of night. He maintained a constant vigil, understanding that his duty extended beyond mere sustenance. He was shaping Benny into a strong, self-assured creature capable of navigating the vast wilderness. As weeks turned into months, an indissoluble bond formed between them, a unique relationship built on mutual trust and affection. Jake often reflected on the profound impact this small bear had on his existence, filling it with joy and companionship. With each sunrise, their shared path became clearer. They were not merely two beings adrift in the forest. They were family, bound together on an extraordinary journey of survival and mutual growth. As weeks bled into months, Jake arrived at a reckoning. Benny had flourished, a robust bear brimming with vitality and an insatiable curiosity. Their bond deepened, so did Jake's inner turmoil. He knew the time approached for Benny to reclaim his wild heritage, yet the prospect of separation gnawed at him, a profound ache in his heart. One sun-drenched morning, light filtering through the canopy like molten gold, Jake and Benny sat by their beloved fishing spot. A silent communion passed between them as they observed the water's shimmering surface. It was here that Jake felt the full weight of his decision. He remembered the tiny cub who had filled his days with mirth, how they'd become inseparable in a world often colored by loneliness. He thought of the first day he found him, a shivering ball of fur, and how Benny had become his shadow, his furry confidant. But Jake also understood that Benny's destiny lay in the wild, a realm of boundless exploration, natural education, and eventual integration into bear society. The notion of releasing him evoked a bittersweet blend of pride and sorrow. He pictured Benny carving his niche in the untamed wilderness, yet he couldn't suppress the anxiety that this newfound liberty might expose him to unforeseen perils. Deep down, Jake accepted that genuine affection sometimes necessitated sacrifice. As they journeyed to a secluded glen abundant with berry bushes, a haven for Benny's well-being, Jake steeled himself for the inevitable parting. Kneeling, he met Benny's gaze, gently scratching behind his ear, reminiscing about their shared escapades. He remembered teaching Benny to fish, the playful wrestling matches, and the quiet evenings spent watching the sunset. "You're ready," he murmured, fighting back tears. "You'll be all right." With a final, lingering embrace and a heavy heart, Jake watched Benny embark on his journey toward independence. Each step symbolized not only freedom, but also the promise of survival, intertwined with enduring memories of their unique friendship. As Benny disappeared into the dense thicket, a poignant smile touched Jake's lips, understanding that love often means trusting in the unknown. Years slipped by, and though Jake continued his life as a pilot, the forest remained a constant reminder of Benny. Memories of their shared time, filled with youthful exuberance and laughter, remained etched in his heart. As seasons changed, he often pondered the fate of the bear he had released into the wild, wondering if Benny had integrated into bear society and found safety. One late afternoon, as the setting sun painted the sky in hues of gold, Jake piloted his aircraft over a familiar expanse of wilderness during what he anticipated would be a routine flight. A sudden movement caught his eye, a large silhouette against the vibrant backdrop. A jolt of recognition shot through him. It was unmistakably a bear, powerful and majestic in its stance. Excitement surged within him. He maneuvered his plane lower, his heart pounding as he began to discern familiar characteristics. The broad shoulders and gentle posture he remembered so well. The bear, from his vantage point, seemed to be watching him with intent curiosity. After landing nearby, a wave of uncertainty washed over Jake. Could this magnificent creature truly be Benny after all these years? As if sensing Jake's presence, the bear moved forward tentatively, its gaze fixed on him with a surprising gentleness. When they were within clear sight of each other, Jake could no longer contain the emotions that swelled within him. The now fully grown bear hesitated for a moment, then broke into a playful trot, a sign of recognition that banished any hint of fear or aggression. Instinctively, Jake knelt, and as their eyes met, the full force of their shared history washed over them. In a remarkable display of affection, Benny approached and nuzzled Jake affectionately, a gesture imbued with years of gratitude and unwavering connection. Tears streamed down Jake's face as he embraced Benny's sturdy neck, understanding that their bond had not only survived separation, but had also grown stronger with time. Beneath the expansive sky, the magical reunion of a pilot and a bear served as a potent reminder that love transcends all boundaries, and family can emerge in the most unexpected forms. Their reunion spoke of loyalty, acceptance, and the enduring power of a unique friendship. The joyous reunion unfolded as Jake and Benny embraced, the bear's actions a testament to their enduring bond. Benny, a magnificent adult now, displayed rippling muscles beneath his thick fur, his eyes gleaming with intelligence and affection. Yet, it was the spark of playfulness in his antics that resonated most deeply with Jake. Breaking from their embrace, Benny exploded with energy, darting into the undergrowth. He tossed branches skyward, a silent invitation to join his revelry. His playful leaps and rolls echoed the cub Jake had once saved, a reminder of the carefree spirit that persisted within him. Between frolics, Benny would pause, casting glances at Jake, seeking reassurance of his presence. This behavior not only showcased his happiness, but also reaffirmed their connection, a silent acknowledgement that their bond remained unbroken despite the years. Jake chuckled at Benny's antics, a wave of nostalgia washing over him. But amidst the playfulness, a protective instinct emerged. When a rustle in the bushes startled Jake, Benny transformed, his playful demeanor replaced by alert vigilance, standing tall beside his friend. His stance was grounded, eyes scanning the surroundings, a silent vow of protection. Jake felt a surge of pride. Benny had matured into a magnificent creature, his strength and instincts honed by the wild. In those moments of joy and watchfulness, Jake understood that their relationship had evolved beyond simple companionship, now anchored in mutual respect and understanding. Benny's actions spoke volumes. He recognized Jake not only as a friend from his past, but welcomed him into his present life. The bond forged years ago remained vibrant, a testament to the enduring power of love that transcends the boundaries of time and wilderness. News of Jake's extraordinary reunion with Benny spread like wildfire throughout the nearby community. Local residents, many of whom had followed Jake's journey from the beginning, were captivated by the tale. They gathered near the airstrip, eyes wide with amazement as stories of the bear's affection and playful antics echoed through the crowd. Children listened in awe, their imaginations ignited by the bond between man and beast, while adults exchanged theories about what this reunion might mean for human-wildlife relationships. Wildlife experts were equally enthralled. Many arrived with cameras in hand, eager to document this remarkable event that blurred the lines between two worlds often thought to be separate. They marveled at how Benny's recognition of Jake challenged existing perceptions about wild animals and their ability to form connections with humans. Some experts shared insights on the implications of such bonds for conservation efforts, emphasizing how positive interactions could foster greater respect and understanding between people and wildlife. Discussions flourished around campfires and in local cafes about the need for coexistence in an increasingly human-dominated world. Benny's story became a symbol of hope, an example that compassion could transcend boundaries and inspire positive change. Many began to see wild animals not just as creatures to be feared or managed, but as integral members of a shared ecosystem deserving of protection and care. Jake, surrounded by admiration from friends and strangers alike, felt a renewed sense of purpose. He understood that his bond with Benny had broader implications. It reflected an essential truth about nurturing empathy for all living beings. In witnessing the joy sparked by their reunion, Jake realized that one heartfelt connection could ripple outwards, encouraging others to forge their own compassionate relationships with nature, ultimately leading to a more harmonious existence within the wild world they all shared. The tale of Jake and Benny is interwoven with themes of love, connection, and the intricate bonds between humans and animals. Their story highlights the profound relationships that can emerge in unexpected circumstances, redefining traditional notions of family to include connections beyond human kin. Through compassion, Jake fostered a familial bond with Benny, one that transcended species, exemplifying unconditional love. This connection emphasizes the innate capacity for both humans and animals to form deep emotional attachments, demonstrating that affection and empathy are not exclusive to human interactions. Their reunion years later poignantly illustrates that these bonds can endure separation and time. Benny's joyful reaction to Jake underscores his recognition of their shared past and the resilience of their relationship, a testament to love's power to bridge divides. Their journey also underscores the broader implications of compassion within the natural world. Jake's decision to rescue Benny demonstrates that even small acts of kindness can ripple outwards, fostering a greater appreciation for wildlife. Recognizing animals as beings deserving of empathy encourages deeper engagement with the natural world. This narrative challenges humanity to reconsider its role within ecosystems, inviting us to see ourselves as caretakers, nurturing life rather than merely coexisting. Jake and Benny's extraordinary bond reminds us that family evolves through shared experiences and emotional connections, defying conventional definitions. Their story encourages us to examine our own relationships with nature, offering hope that compassion can inspire positive change, not only for individuals, but for entire ecosystems. By loving the bear cub, Jake created a legacy that extends beyond their story, encouraging others to cultivate kindness amidst the beauty and complexity of the natural world. As Jake looked out over the vast expanse of wilderness that had cradled his journey with Benny, he felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. The experience had transformed him in ways he never anticipated, teaching him profound lessons about love, loss, and the intricate web of life that connects all beings. The bond he formed with the bear extended beyond personal affection. It reflected a deeper understanding of nature's rhythms and the delicate balance that sustains it. In the years following their reunion, Jake often reflected on the moments they shared, the laughter and joy, but also the bittersweet decision to release Benny back into the wild. He realized that true love means letting go, and his heart swelled with pride knowing Benny had thrived in his natural habitat. This experience reshaped his perspective on wildlife conservation. He became an advocate for empathy and coexistence, recognizing that by nurturing connections with animals, humans could foster more sustainable relationships with our environment. Jake understood that each encounter with wildlife carries the potential for a ripple effect. One act of kindness can inspire greater awareness and compassion within communities. His heart was now open to the idea that family can take many forms. It transcends species, encompassing a shared journey of survival and understanding. As he flew over the region, witnessing its beauty and complexity from above, Jake felt hopeful for the future. He envisioned a world where humans and animals could coexist harmoniously, guided by respect and compassion. Every flight became an opportunity to spark conversations about conservation and the importance of protecting the ecosystems that support all life. Through his bond with Benny, Jake learned that love extends beyond any boundaries humanity constructs. It is a force that unites us all in this shared journey on Earth. With renewed purpose, he embraced his role as both pilot and guardian, dedicated to advocating for a future where such bonds could flourish across generations.